welcome to the Venmo PayPal offices. My name is Kate, and I just wanted to personally thank all of you for coming. When a friend of mine and colleague, Sky, introduced me to the C4Q organization, we were really excited to work with everyone, including all the fellows. There's a lot of great work being done in the industry right now, but there's no better work than what the C4Q program is doing. So thank you to everyone for coming. We hope you'll stay after the demos for some dinner, some beer, and then we have Venmo t-shirts for everyone. They're they're the best marketing campaign we've ever done. So grab a few and wear them often, and we'll see you after.
Hello everyone and welcome. Thanks so much, Kate, for being such gracious hosts, and to Venmo and PayPal for having us here tonight. Hello, I'm Juke Su, one of the founders and CEO of C4Q. Thank you all so much for coming here for our iOS demo day. We're really excited to have you all here on this special evening where all our fellows are presenting what they've been able to build. And I really want to kind of thank all the sponsors that have made our demo day possible. So giving a big thank you to our demo day sponsors this year, Facebook, Venmo, PayPal, and also Google for Entrepreneurs. These showcases, all 4 nights, wouldn't be possible without them, so let's give them a big round of applause. So we're so happy that you can join us. We know we have many friends and family and also volunteers in the audience and folks from industry. Tonight is really kind of a celebration of the work of our fellows. Before that, I want to kind of share with you a little bit about what we're trying to do in our mission. And our mission is really simple. We believe that people from every community and background should have the opportunity to learn to code, get a great job in technology, and also create some of the best products and companies of the future. And hope you see some of these products tonight. And you know, technology has created so much wealth and opportunity, but it's also exacerbated a lot of inequality. Since we believe there's talent for everywhere, how do we identify the most talented individuals from all communities across New York City to make sure they have also the skills and experiences to reach their own full potential, to fully participate in the tech community here in New York? And that's really what tonight is about. We want to create opportunities to transform individuals, families, communities, and ultimately the companies in which they'll be working. We believe there's talent from all backgrounds, and that's why we've chosen these fellows to participate in our program. We're really proud that our program reflects the diversity here in New York City. And our fellows come from all neighborhoods, from all backgrounds, and beyond it being gender balance and representing underrepresented minorities, we also expand our program to serve the 65% of New Yorkers who don't graduate from college. This is important to us because we know that tech can enable economic opportunity. We've seen the success through the measurable impact of our program, where the salaries of our graduates are increased to over $85,000 a year. And graduates of our previous cohort have launched their careers. They've gone from working in different prior careers to working at some of the leading companies, not only across New York City, but across the countries. And they really represent the potential of New York City and what we believe is a latent talent within our larger community. And our community continues to grow. Our community continues to grow. Presenting tonight is one of 4 cohorts that have gone through the program this year. That means in just a few months, over 130 new, incredibly talented, diverse fellows from all backgrounds will graduate. And our alumni continue to give back, to make a tangible impact after they graduate. They're launching companies, starting meetups, also becoming instructors in our program, and we're really proud of them. So let's give a round of applause for our alumni. Today, you get to see some of the products and passion behind the developers of our program. But this wouldn't be possible without our amazing funders and partners that make this work possible, that fuel all of our work. We're really fortunate to work with some of the best organizations across business, philanthropy, and technology. And they not only believe in our mission, but believe in every single person that's here in the program and believe in their potential. And that's why they're committing their resources and time and effort into doing this and in support of our larger mission. So thank you to all of our funders and sponsors. Let's give them a round of applause for making this happen. As part of tonight's event, we've asked an esteemed group of leaders in tech to kind of provide their real-world industry experience to give feedback. And our panelists will represent the audience as they ask teams questions following the demos, providing insight to all the apps that you'll see here tonight. So let's meet tonight's panelists. First, we have Lucille Meyer. She's the head of BNY Mellon's Client Experience Delivery and Global Innovation Groups, and she's responsible for all client technology touchpoints. In addition to that, BNY Mellon, she also heads the Women in Technology group. And she's been a huge advocate for women in technology, and we're really lucky to have her here with us. Thank you, Lucille. We have Sinji Kim, who co-founded and was CEO of Concord Systems. It's a New York City-based data infrastructure startup that was acquired by Akamai Technologies in 2016. She's helping build Akamai's IoT data platform for real-time messaging, raw processing, and edge computing. She's also advised a number of startups and founders on big data technologies, product strategy, and growth. Let's welcome and thank Cindy for being here with us. We have Matt Miller, who is the VP of Engineering at Managed by Q. At Q, Matt leads a software development team building the company's marketplaces for office and commercial service providers. We're really lucky to work with Managed by Q and Matt and the extended team within our work to really increase opportunities here. And we actually have a member of Managed by Q here tonight in the program, and we're really excited to see her demo as well. So thank you, Matt, and to Managed by Q. Next, we have Daniel Chait, who's the co-founder and CEO of Greenhouse, which is designing tools to help companies hire and recruit and create better workforces. He's been a technology entrepreneur in New York City for over 20 years. Before Greenhouse, he co-founded Lab 49, which is a global firm providing technology consulting solutions for the world's leading investment banks. And he studied computer engineering at the University of Michigan. Go Blue. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. Last, we have Kevin, who's an entrepreneur and technologist with over 20 years in the electronic billing and payment system space. And prior to co-founding Paydiant, Kevin was a venture partner at Sigma Ventures and vice president and GM at Siebel Systems Customer Self-Service Group, now part of Oracle. He also previously founded and was the CEO of eDocs, which was acquired by Siebel Systems. Thank you, Kevin, and for hosting us tonight. Last, we have Colin, who's the founder and partner at Two Sigma Ventures, which is a venture arm of Two Sigma. He joined Two Sigma in 2005 and started building Two Sigma Ventures in 2011, investing in a wide range of startups, many of them focused on big data here in New York. Thank you and welcome, Colin. So we're really excited to have all our panelists, wide variety of backgrounds and experiences, and they'll give feedback on the Q&As and also at the end for remarks for all the teams on their reflection for tonight. And with that, I want to welcome and introduce Joanne Yoon, the director of the Access Code program.
What's up, iOS 4.3 in the house? Hi guys. So for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Joanne Managing Director of the Access Code program, and I'm so excited to have you guys here to see the amazing products that these 27 iOS developers have built. Before we get started though, I'd like to share a little bit about where this journey that they've been on actually got started. So 7 months ago, you guys might remember applying to Access Code. So we received over 1,500 applications for the Access Code program in order to find the best talent, those who could really, as UK said, become the next future leaders in technology. So after a rigorous process, you all came on site, testing and interview day, met engineers and other alums and volunteers from around the New York City area, and then came back, did the JavaScript workshop, and in September, all started as the iOS cohort. And how did you guys get it through that grueling process? So, of course, we were looking for people who could succeed in the program. We're looking for people who could succeed as developers. But more than that, and underlying that, what we're looking for was passion, determination, and ambition. I know that not every day of Access Code has been a cakewalk. There have been ups and downs, and really we're looking for these kind of qualities and characteristics that would give us the confidence to know that you could do it. And I think for all of you in the audience tonight, the products that you guys are going to see, the demos that these fellows are going to unveil to you, I'll give you that same level of confidence that these truly are the fellows who are going to shape the future of technology here in New York. So, Access Code is an intensive, as I alluded to, as well as a holistic program. Not only did the fellows in iOS spend their time for the past 6 months building increasingly different, increasingly complex projects using Swift, they also embarked on pair programming and other really important kind of underlying facets of what makes a great developer. You guys also honed your professional skills and started building out your network of mentors and future peers here in the New York City tech industry, many of whom are here tonight. So I think that the teamwork and passion that all of you are going to demonstrate and show on stage tonight really had its genesis back on launch day, when one of your first challenges as a class was to build a structure out of just marshmallows and spaghetti. And so even though that was 7 months ago, I think that still, that drive for problem solving and working together is really kind of found its pinnacle today in the capstone projects that you guys are going to show. So, you know, week in, week out, whatever unit it was, you guys tested yourselves, pushed your limits. And as a class, you know, you guys have a unique and lovable culture going together to meetups, and you guys are such a strong cohort. That's an iOS tradition that I think Ben and the other C4Q staff have really honed. So wherever you guys embark on next in your journeys, I'm really, really proud of you, and I think that you guys have built bonds in Access Code that are really going to stand the test of time. So talking a little bit about what lies beyond Access Code, I want to spend a couple of minutes giving kind of 3 thank yous. So one is to our broader community of volunteers. So Access Code would simply not be possible without our broader community of volunteers, whether they are teaching workshops or working one-on-one with Access Code fellows. They impart so much valuable and real-world knowledge to every facet of Access Code. So can I get a quick round of applause for all of our volunteers? Secondly, and this is specific to the projects that you're going to see tonight, there have been an amazing crew of technical, design, and demo and presentation mentors who have been working for the short time, just 4 weeks, with each of the teams that you are going to see tonight to really bring the dreams of the capstone project from whiteboards hanging on the wall at C4Q to reality, which is what you're going to see today. So, especially from the fellows, can I get a really big round of applause for all of the and finally, I'd like to give a really special shout out to our Brain Trust. So Access Code is now in its 4th year, and with every year it becomes, frankly, even more important that our challenging curricula across full stack web, iOS, and Android development remains rigorous and relevant. So we are really, really fortunate to have engineers such as Orda, who's sitting in the audience today, James Turnbull, yes, totally shout out to Orda. James Turnbull and J-Rod, who are each longtime C4Q volunteers, really understand our program inside and out, our fellows, their drive, their passion, and our mission. And they help us ensure that the curriculum that you guys get every day is really what you need to be successful iOS developers. So one last really big round of applause for our Access Code volunteers. So in closing, I'm going to show us slides that the fellows have seen many, many times, but for those of you in the audience who may not know as much about the program, where we are today is Demo Day, and that marks a really incredible point in the program, the culmination of the capstone project. So all of the projects that you're going to see were built over the past 4 weeks, building on the foundation of both technical and professional fundamentals that formed the first 6 months of Access Code. But this is not graduation, this is not the end of the program, this is actually just a launching pad into the final 3 units of Access Code. So from here, you guys are gonna present a portfolio project that you'll put on your resume, be able to talk about to recruiters in a couple of months. And you're going to build an individual passion project, you're going to pass the technical interview qualifiers. In short, you're just going to keep on rounding out the profile of who each of you guys are as junior developers. Today marks the day that you guys can take this stage, and you guys aren't Access Code fellows, you guys are iOS developers. So I want you guys to all use all of the energy and creativity and passion that you guys showed tonight, and let that propel you forward into the job search. It will have its ups and downs, but I know you guys are really up to the challenge, and you're gonna make yourselves and us super proud out there. So I'm really, really proud of each and every one of you guys, and can't wait to see these demos. And to actually introduce these demos, I'm going to invite the iOS instructional team up to the staff. So please help me in warmly welcoming Ben Stone, Cameron Flowers, and Alex Paul to the stage.
Hey. Hello, everyone. We are the instructors of the iOS class. I'm Ben, Alex, and Cam. And we are part of the Access Code team and part of the team dedicated to making sure that our developers are fully technically prepared. We understand that learning the code is no easy task, requires an incredible amount of dedication and persistence, and you all have shown that over the past 7 months of what that persistence looks like. iOS fellows, we've gone through so many phases since that first date when you started the program. It's been an honor and a pleasure to watch you develop from where you started to what you're doing now. You are inquisitive, whimsical, and driven to testing your ideas. I wouldn't want to swap my spot with anyone else, and being your instructor has truly been good stuff.
Good evening. My name is Alex Paul. I started with C4Q 4 months ago. It's an amazing group of fellows. Initially, when I had my first interview, it was a 2-hour lecture, and immediately I was attracted to the team and the fellows. The fellows are very engaged, they're very persistent, and like me, they're from immigration backgrounds. Some of them came here out of status, worked their way to get in status, and hopefully with DACA that actually goes through, and the fellows are actually able to acquire jobs post-graduation. So basically, there's a lot of interrelations with me and the fellows, drives my passion to drive units and developing the curriculum for the fellows. So today is a big day for them, for me, for everybody involved here. I'm really looking forward to the projects. I've seen them, but every time I see them, it's a bright new light to the project. And as a runner, as a triathlete, as an Ironman, I always like to use analogies of couch to marathon. And again, the fellows were beginners. They didn't know how to code, but now they're, in my eyes, professional developers. It's just the next milestone. Basically, they're at 70% now. 30% of the marathon is the hardest part of the marathon. You're at 20 miles. The last 10K is pretty hard. So with that said, to achieve this Ironman medal here, it's going to take dedication, persistence. You're going to get a lot of no's when you apply for jobs. Just know that no is just an experience. Just build up on that experience and try to get as much feedback as you can from whoever you're applying to. Keep track of that and know that you're going to get that job. That job is waiting for you. So just be patient. It's going to happen. Okay? Thank you so much.
Iron Dad, Big Stone, Iron Dad. I'm Cam. I just want to talk to the fellows real quick because y'all about to go up and rock these presentations. I was in a position like you all a couple years back when I finished my own iOS development bootcamp, and I recall the words of my mentor at the time, Max Howell, who told me, you know, anyone can build an app, but not everyone can build an app from your perspective. And when Max told me that, it inspired me to become my own tech entrepreneur and to be an advocate for tech education that stems from my own perspective. The road to being a software developer is arduous, but I've seen you guys go through the struggle and come out victorious at the other side every time. And so I have all of the faith in the world that you guys are going to go out and succeed. If there's any keys to success in the industry, I would say is to take risks, be innovative, and to continue to learn. Y'all are lifelong learners, and y'all learn fast, and y'all have the aptitude to go out and succeed very well in this industry, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. So give yourselves a round of applause. Can we all give some round of applause for all these beautiful iOS fellows and the presenters? Yes. All right, all that being said, all of these fellows have worked for the past month on these demo presentations. Everything that you see today was created and built by the fellows themselves with help from some technical mentors, but from ideation to execution, it was all them. The way that the projects, the demonstrations are going to work right now, the fellows are going to have an opportunity to introduce themselves to the panelists. We'll have 6 minutes of app demonstrations followed by 2 minutes of Q&A. With that being said, how many of y'all want to see some apps? Wait. How many of y'all want to see some apps? Make some noise. Okay, with that being said, I want to introduce the first group to the stage, WID.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the presentation for What You're Doing, brought to you by Team Impact. Let's start with introductions.
Hi, my name is Marianne, and I'm the project manager. Throughout my lifetime, I have acquired skills in writing, graphic design, and marketing. My introduction to coding came in the form of free classes on web development at the New York Public Library. I found that I enjoyed myself, and I came to C4Q to learn iOS app development. Now, having devoted the past several months to learning this skill, I intend to go out into the world and use my wide range of skills to make an impactful contribution. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lisa. Making an impact has always been very important to me. Before C4Q, I worked at a mortgage firm creating docs that helped people understand their mortgages. But I wasn't building anything, and that's something I've always been passionate about. Programming to me is the ability to build apps that people can use to solve everyday problems. That's how I want to make my mark in the world, and I'm looking to join a team that shares that vision. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Luis. I am the tech lead of our team. I was born in Ecuador. I came to this country when I was just 11 years old. It wasn't easy adapting to this lifestyle because I left a lot of my family and friends back in my country, and also because of the language barrier. Thanks to my parents, I was able to have a good education here in New York, but because of my legal status, I've been having a hard time trying to find a job in the tech industry. Now that I'm part of DACA, and with the combination of skills I learned throughout college and here at Access School, I plan to make a positive impact in the world as an iOS developer. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard, and I'm the demo lead on this project. After more than 15 years of helping people become better versions of themselves as a social worker, I found that I still wasn't having enough of an impact. I sought longer-term solutions to societal problems, and the path became clear. Technology, used correctly, can grow and adapt to solve any problem. It was actually a client of mine that told me about Coalition for Queens, and ever since then, I put everything into becoming a developer that can make this world a better place. Thank you. Team Impact made what you're doing to solve a problem. Make the event planning process as simple as possible.
Making plans with friends and family can be challenging. Everyone's leading a busy lifestyle, and it can be difficult to remember details such as times, dates, places, addresses, and more.
Typically, when you plan a get-together, you use about 4 different apps. A map app, a calendar app, a group chat app, and an app to search for information on the place.
Our app, What You're Doing, is the solution. The purpose of our app is to make planning an event easy, because we believe that making plans and getting together with your friends and family should not be stressful or hard.
Let's see just how easy it is to plan an event with what you're doing. Let's open the app and create an event by clicking on the plus button. I really like sushi, so let's call this event Sushi, and for description, say after demo day. Let's look for a place around here. This is happening live, so hopefully the places are good. And I see I can do some quick research without having to leave the app. Let's click on the first one. I see that they have 4.5 stars, and I can look at the comments and reviews below. So this place looks good. Let's select this place. It takes me back to the Create Event page. Good thing I didn't need to copy and paste the address. Let's set the time for later today at 9 p.m. and invite some of my friends. The app will then go into my contacts. I can text or email people. Let's email people by tapping on the envelopes. And that's it. I can then create the event. Creating the event will then send a notification to the invited people without me having to send them a separate invitation.
Wow, that was so easy. I wanted to create my event, an event too, and invite my team members there for tea.
When Lisa makes her event, I get an email. Let's click on the RSVP link, which is a deep link. A deep link works like any other link to a website, but this one opens the app and then goes one step further and goes straight to Lisa's event. Lisa's event looks cool, so I'm going to put myself down as going. And I can also see who else is going at the bottom. Let's click on the map. The map will then give me directions to Lisa's place without me having to copy and paste the address into another app. Using the directions, I get to the venue 10 minutes early. I want to let my team know I got there early, but I don't want to use a separate app, so I can use the in-chat function to let my teammates know that I got there on time.
Awesome. As you can see, Richard did not have to use a handful of apps to create an event. He was able to create the event from start to finish without having to leave the app. And this also ensures that the event will take place.
For our next version, we plan to implement remote push notifications, weather alerts, Uber OAuth, open table reservations, and polls within the in-app chat so that users can discuss preferences.
Thank you to our mentors, instructors, and program manager. We'd also like you to plan an event in seconds.
Make memories for a lifetime.
Awesome. We're going to open it up for Q&A from the panelists if you all have any questions.
Okay, I've got one. I'm just curious, I mean, by the way, the app looks really smooth. I'm very impressed that you were able to build all that functionality that smoothly with that good design in 4 weeks. I'm curious what the hardest technical part of that was. Was there a particular technical challenge that you worked on for longer than anything else?
So the part that you saw the deep linking happen, that was something that we did not learn in the cohort. They provided all the tools for us to learn it, but we had to figure out, like thanks to our mentor, like he gave us some feedback on like how to use it, and we try to find like a good way to implement that in our app. And I feel like implementing from the email to go straight into the detail page would be a good way to use it. And another thing that was a problem was like a few days ago, after we got the update for iOS, the deep linking was crashing. So we had to experience that like for the first time, and that's like a good learning experience of what can happen, you know, days after like updating your phone to a new version. So that was like the hardest part.
My question is really thinking about, I like your ideas about the extensions going to the Uber apps and things like that. Have you thought about, so it looked like certainly your use case was I'm setting up an event and I'm pushing it out to the participants. You all could be very popular people. Let's say lots of people start sending you invitations. What's some other extensions perhaps that you could do for the person to be on the receiving ends of lots of these invitations? Think about things like that.
You mean like having a lot of invitations coming your way and a way to organize?
To manage their calendars, let's say.
Yeah, I guess we will have to create a way to organize everything depending on like how far the event will happen. Like from, let's say like this week, maybe there's an event that's going to happen like a month from now. So there could be like sections saying like these events are happening like in this week, you know, will be presented first, and then the other ones will be maybe not hidden, but not like won't be the first thing that would appear on the screen.
I just think there's an opportunity to extend it.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Another round of applause for WYD. If you're having a good time, can I hear you say yeah? If you have an iOS app, say yeah! I got another one coming up for you. Can we make some noise for testing? Awesome.
Hello everybody. Today we're going to be demoing our app testing. But first, I'd like to introduce the team. I'm Aram, I'm the project manager for the team, and I've always had a strong passion for learning. In college, I got a degree in biology because I was fascinated by genetics and how human traits could be traced back to the building blocks of DNA. A year after college, I turned to software and tech because the learning is endless, and it allows me to turn my passions into products that can be used by anyone. The skills I've learned over the last few months have even enabled me to start coding my own iOS human genome app. And my goal in the tech industry is to make apps that connect people with their passions. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Melissa, and I'm the Scrum Master of this project. So I studied psychology at Hunter College, and I also worked in a physical therapy place, but neither of the fields felt right for me. Thanks to my brother, I found out about C4Q, and during my time here, I've learned that I really love app development and coding because I get to build and architect things from scratch. I also really enjoy being able to look back on my personal contributions in past projects. Overall, I am a positive, detail-oriented person looking for more opportunities to grow not just as a developer, but also as a well-rounded individual. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Nicole and I'm the tech lead for testing. So I'm originally from Chicago, but I moved to New York to pursue a career in nonprofits focusing on youth work. So while I was planning a Google coding event for my students, I realized that I also had a passion for coding. So I took some classes at a local public library, and that's when I realized that this is something that I really want to make a career out of. So while at C4Q, I've been honing my technical skills in iOS development to soon join the tech community as a software engineer. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Basarat. I'm the design lead for testing. Long time ago, I studied computer science and I was a software developer in Ethiopia. But then after, I was raising my two beautiful daughters for 15 years. Over a year ago, unfortunately, I lost my husband and I needed to go back to work. And it was difficult for me to join the tech field. Fortunately, I found C4Q, I applied, and I'm studying iOS app development, and I'm looking forward to join to the career I love and to be a role model to my daughters.
Hi everyone, I'm Isa. I'm the demo lead. During my undergrad, I was providing consulting to the members of a bootcamp competition at a startup incubator located at City College of New York. As I helped the teams, I saw how coding can be used to impact the community in a positive way, and my quest for coding began. 7 months later, here I am at C4Q building apps, and I love coding even more now because just from learning how to code, I have learned persistence and resilience. I look forward to applying my new skills at my next coding journey.
Alright y'all, so we are Test Inc. And our app allows users to preview tattoos using augmented reality. But before we get into the app, let's talk a little bit more about what that is. Augmented reality is a new technology that allows you to virtually place objects in the real world. So something similar to Pokemon Go or Snapchat. And we want to use this technology to help the almost 45 million Americans who already have at least one tattoo be able to have more confidence when choosing a design for their body. And why does this matter? This matters because there's a lack of technology out there that specifically aims to serve and cultivate the tattoo community at large, and testing will do that.
So, it's no secret that getting a tattoo is a huge commitment. Right now, there is no quick and easy way for people to preview designs on their body without spending either a lot of time or money. However, our app, Test Inc. offers a solution for this problem. Using AR technology, users will be able to preview tattoo designs on their skin right at the convenience of their phone. These designs are provided by the community via a main feed in which you can scroll through various designs, try them on, or favorite them to save for later use. In addition, users can upload their own designs to share with the community for others to try on as well. And now let's take a look at Test Inc.
Alright, so getting my first tattoo took a really long time because I wasn't sure how the design would look on my body. I'm not good at drawing, so I couldn't draw the design on, and stick-on tattoos just were too time-consuming. But now that I'm in the market for a new tattoo, I'm going to use Test Inc. to help me choose a design and try it on. So, I'm not really sure what design I want to use, so after logging into Test Inc., I'm going to go ahead and scroll through the social feed where other members of the community have posted designs to see if there's one that I like. Oh, that butterfly looks really nice. I think I'm going to try that one on. Right, so after having my design, we're going to use the AR technology to place the design on my arm using this sticker as an image reference. The AR technology will detect this reference and superimpose the tattoo design on my arm like so. Wait for it. Hey! So now that we have the design, you can even size it to make it smaller or larger. And once I have it, even better, you can remove the image reference to see the full effect of the design on your arm. There you go. Cool, right? But after all that, butterfly's not really my thing. But I know my friend Melissa likes it, so I'm going to go ahead and post it up to the social feed so Melissa can like it, share it, or even try it on herself.
Another main feature of our app is the ability to crop and/or filter images. This lets the user take virtually any image they have and edit it to their liking before they share it with the community.
Currently, there is one app which allows users to try on their tattoos. But our app focuses on building a community. Our app creates an interactive community between the tattoo artists and tattoo lovers. Users can like and share, even they can share their own picture with their tattoo. In addition, users can flag if they see inappropriate posts.
So overall, tattoos can be a huge commitment, but with our app, you can get a cool design with confidence. And even if you're not looking to get a tattoo, you can try on one of the many cool designs and have fun sharing them with your friends and family.
Testing 2.0. So for the future, users will be able to network with other tattoo artists and use their designs and which will build upon our community feature. Users will also be able to sign into Pinterest and view even more designs. And users will not need a sticker in the future to preview tattoos on their body. AR is a fairly new technology, and as Apple continues to improve its technology and as new feature, we will also improve our app.
Thank you to our mentors, our sponsors, and to the instructors, and also our 12 p.m., and everyone else who supported us along the journey. So please be sure to check us out in the reception area if you want to try on some tattoos. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Panelists.
Hi. Really cool idea and great execution. So I was curious what type of users you guys have talked to during the development and what you have found out so far.
So I've actually gone to a tattoo shop in the Brooklyn area, and I had them kind of look at our app to see, to get their feedback. And they really do enjoy the app. I think the only feedback that they were asking from us is ways to integrate the tattoo shops with the users more directly. And that's something we look forward to putting in our next version.
This is awesome. I really loved it. ARKit is super new, and I'm guessing you guys probably didn't spend a ton of time learning that throughout the program. Tell me more about getting up to speed with that, whether there were any hurdles kind of getting that working as a new technology.
So definitely, what we are actually doing is when you give it a sticker, the ARKit actually recognizes the image, kind of places like a pinpoint in 3D space, and that's where the tattoo goes on. So that technology was actually in a beta version of iOS that came out very recently, and thankfully it came out in time for us to be able to use it in our app. But there's definitely a new framework that we haven't worked with before and that we're not used to. Lots of new syntax, lots of new ideas, but ultimately all of us had a lot of fun learning it. We hope that as they continue to improve the framework, that will implement more features into our app as well.
You're developing on the bleeding edge.
Yeah, but that's what makes developing so enjoyable.
Any other questions? Round of applause for Ted. Awesome. Can we keep the hype up? Can I get some more applause, please? Thank you. You're far too kind. These fellows deserve it. Alright, I'm gonna keep going down the list, and I want to bring up the next guys. Whimsy. Make some noise! Thank you. I'm not gonna let these guys talk until the hype is there.
Okay, hello everyone. We are the creators of Whimsy. My name is Diego and I am our demo lead. I've always had an interest in software development, so I knew that coming out of college I wanted to pursue a computer science degree. But halfway through my journey I realized that the traditional path wasn't really meant for me. Thankfully, C4Q showed me that there's a different path into the tech industry. And after 7 months of training to become an iOS developer, I'm proud to present Whimsy.
I'm Ashley Kramer. Since I was younger, I loved math, and I knew that going into college, it was definitely something that I wanted to pursue. Unfortunately, college became expensive quickly, and I knew that I had to find another route to my dreams. That's when I found C4Q and my love for coding. Building projects allows me to combine my passion for problem solving with other passions that I have in life.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Margaret Chan, and I'm the project manager for the Whimsy team. A few years ago, an illness in my family forced me to reflect on my life, and I decided to leave my career in environmental science to find my purpose. I knew that I enjoyed working with others, and I wanted to find something that would challenge me to learn new things. So when a friend told me about Access Code, I knew that this was the opportunity I was looking for. Ultimately, I would like to build technology to help improve the lives of others in my community.
Hi, my name is Alan Olguin, and I'm the tech leader for Whimsy. As far as I can remember, I've always enjoyed tinkering with electronics, whether it was hacking my PSP, running Linux for the first time, or hosting my own server. I have a do-it-yourself attitude, and after some traditional routes in college, I realized that I wasn't really being rewarded. Luckily, I found C4Q's Access Code program, and now I'm a software developer looking to make my mark in the world and bustling rhymes.
Hi, my name is Tristan Myers. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I more or less have always been interested in tech. After pursuing a career in IT and networking and receiving several different certifications in both, I figured that I wanted to delve deeper into the tech scene. That's when I found C4Q and figured that this would be the best place for me to start my career as a software engineer.
little backstory about our app. Before starting Access Code, I was working part-time in Queens, and once a week I would go into the city to have dinner with friends. On those days, I would usually have an extra hour to myself, and I would usually spend that time sitting alone in a coffee shop. So while there was nothing wrong with spending some alone time, there was part of me that wished that I could spend that time instead connecting with someone new.
Meeting new people in New York in the city can be difficult. Most already have their own social groups, and if you're new to the area, it can be even more challenging. The only options out there for those looking to meet people in the moment are either dating apps or event planning apps like Meetup. If only there were a way for people to go out on a whim.
To solve these issues, we came up with the Whimsy app. On Whimsy, you can create plans on the fly by hosting your own event called a whim, or by joining other users' whims. What makes whims unique is that they disappear from the app when the time expires.
Okay, so now to demonstrate, here we have Ashley. Ashley is new to New York City, and she's looking for something to do tonight. Okay, so Ashley's looking for something to do tonight, and she hears that a local bar is hosting a trivia night, but she needs a team, and she doesn't know anyone here yet. So Ashley's going to use Whimsy to find some teammates. Now, on Whimsy, Ashley can create a whim. Here, Ashley gives her whim a category, a title, and a description so that people can easily find her whim and read what it's about. She can also give it a location so that people know where this is happening. And then she also gives it an expiration time of 1 hour since trivia signups end soon. She hits host the whim and waits for someone to show any interest. In the meanwhile, she's going to look for something to do right now, maybe get some coffee with somebody. Now that she's found it, she wants to see where it's located in the map. And before showing interest, she might want to read their profile to see who this person might be. So while this was happening, other people have seen Ashley swim on their feed.
Hey, what are you doing tonight?
I see some trivia on Whimsy. Do you want to go?
Yeah, awesome.
So Ashley has received a notification letting her know that someone has been interested in her whim. She can open the side menu to see exactly where this notification is coming from. Here, she selects which chat exactly was triggered, and in there she sees that Alan and Maggie have both shown an interest in her whim. She lets them in there so that she can have a conversation with them before deciding what to do next. So now you can see that Ashley, Alan, and Maggie are discussing some trivia strategy. And after a quick chat, Ashley decides that it's okay to meet up with these two. So now, thanks to Whimsy, Ashley's looking forward to meeting two new friends.
Whims are like popsicles. You could enjoy them alone, but they're more fun to share.
Whimsy's perfect for finding plans spontaneously because whims are always nearby. Hosts can enjoy full control over their private group chats, and because whims are temporary, you're always in the now.
In future iterations of the app, we'd like to allow users to leave ratings for one another after they met through the app. Those with positive feedback will receive a profile badge, whereas those with negative will be alerted straight to Whimsy. We'd also like to partner with local businesses so that we could use them as sponsored destination for our whims.
And now before closing, we'd like to thank C4Q for providing us with the opportunity to become iOS developers, our mentors at Shopkeep for helping us do Capstone for the past month, and PayPal and Venmo for hosting us tonight.
If you're looking for company or something to do, Whimsy is the app for you. Go on a whim to connect with the people around you. You never know
who might say yes.
Thank you, Whimsy. Let's go now. Questions from our panelists. Yeah.
Hey there, I'm Daniel. First of all, I'm really proud that I was here the night Whimsy launched. That was super cool. I think like the whole realization of like the brand and like the app and like the world and the story that you guys told is very compelling. My question is, I'd love to hear like what the thing is that you think you learned the most in building this app and in conceiving of this whole thing. Like when you look back in the beginning till now, where do you think you developed the most knowledge and skill?
So I would say that as a group, we have a lot of people in the group are very strong, strong minds and strong personalities. So when we started to build the process of building the app, we had a lot of ideas. And so boiling those down and trying to figure out what would be most valuable to a user, I think that was a really important step for us, because a lot of things we were just really excited about, and we had to sort of slim it down and see what would be the best thing for the user to have in that moment.
Can I just,
Yeah.
that's super interesting. Well, how did you do that?
So what we tried to do first was go through the app and we used NinjaMock and went through and saw how we would use it and what we would need from the app. And then the things that we didn't feel like we needed in the moment, that's what we started to trim down. There were also things that we didn't get to because some of the parts of the app were kind of challenging, so we had never built a chat before. So building that was something that was very new to us, and so some things had to take a side step, which is going to be in version 2.0, but that was another way of how we sort of narrowed that down.
Actually, I love the branding. You guys really took a great marketing approach. I mean, really very well thought out and catchy. I also love the extension of trying to get businesses. You've thought forward. I mean, you could turn this into a revenue generating model, right? But by getting some businesses to participate. So that would be fantastic. My question to you is, have you thought about how you could get the word out? Right? Because this is all about a whim, right? So how do you push that out and get some users?
So two ways that we've thought of implementing or just getting a user base in general was right now we have Facebook login. That's the only way that users are able to sign into our app. We did that to sort of just, if you already have a social presence, that might make it easier for people to trust you to go on a whim with. But that also will hopefully allow us to have them share it on Facebook. So in iteration 2.0, we would like for users to be able to have badges. So we would like for them to be able to share those badges when they do receive them. And then the other way was the local businesses. So if we can put in little cards, you would get 10% off if you put your next whim here. That also helps the businesses, and it helps people know that Whimsy is out there.
Thank you so much, Whimsy. I'd now like to invite Spot Swap onto the stage. Let's give it up for Spot Swap.
We are Spot Swap. My name is Kanisa Ali. I am demo lead. I live in public housing where it can be difficult to focus on a vision, yet alone have one. Despite the circumstances, I've graduated from Baruch College. I've worked alongside large companies within marketing, and now I'm proud to call myself a developer. Thanks to C4Q, I have a very clear vision. I want to help build apps that foster community growth and inspire those who have walked my footsteps.
Hello everybody, my name is Masai Young. I'm the design lead for the group. I recently graduated with a degree in biochemistry from Hunter. To put myself through college, I used to sell sneakers. However, I couldn't compete with people using bots to buy up all the rare sneakers automatically. To create my own bot, I learned some JavaScript using Free Code Camp, and I realized that like chemistry, JavaScript is something I could use to turn complex problems into things that can help other people. In the future, I want to keep turning complex problems into simple solutions, making apps.
Hi everyone, I'm Caroline. I'm a first-generation Dominican American. I'm a mother, and I used to be an accountant. So programming sparked my interest at my previous job when they brought in a group of developers to create a software that was less time-consuming than the one we currently had in place. I was intrigued by the work that the developers were doing, and I went online to see how I can learn more. So my time at C4Q has turned that spark into a flame, and I just look forward to creating more apps like Spot Swap that make everyday life more efficient and effective.
Hello everyone, my name is Yassine. I'm the tech lead for the team. I'm originally from Egypt. I always like how things work and how to build different stuff. That's why I went to engineering school. And after graduating with a bachelor degree in mechatronics engineering, I worked in different companies and gained a lot of experience. And I thought of one day moving somewhere else and starting from the beginning. I moved to the United States, and I heard about C4Q, and I hope by graduating from here, I'll be able to create more projects and solve more problems.
How many of you in the audience drive? We are a part of almost 4.9 million cars registered in New York. Can you imagine what a nightmare it would be to look for parking? Actually, some of you may not have to imagine. So on average, we spend 107 hours a year looking for a parking spot, spend $33 on just a 2-hour parking garage, and spend 100% stress just looking for that parking spot. So above you can see 2 heat maps, one of Brooklyn and Manhattan. The red parts indicate the areas that are the most difficult to find parking. As you can see, the whole map is almost red. There's no parking at all. And because parking can be such a struggle, people may not want to go out and explore the city, which in turn can harm the economy, well, the local one. So, hold on to your seats. We have a really awesome solution for you. Let's see how Spot Swap works.
So it's 8 p.m. and Masai is driving home after a tedious day at work. He pulls up in front of his apartment building and he notices that there aren't any parking spots available. Luckily, Masai is a Spot Swap user. He opens up the app and he checks to see if anyone will be leaving anytime soon.
Yassine, another Spot Swap user, is at a nearby restaurant. He's paying his bill, so while he waits for the bill to come back, he takes out his phone, opens the app, and indicates that he'll be by his car in around 5 minutes.
Masai sees the spot appear on the map. He taps into the spot and he gets the details of the car as well as a timer indicating how long he has to get to that spot. He wants to swap, so he taps the swap button and he gets a profile picture of the user he will be swapping with as well as directions.
Yassine has left the restaurant and has also received a notification stating that Masai is on his way. He can also see Masai's location as it updates. So, Yassine arrives by his car and he notices that Masai is there waiting for the spot.
Masai and Yassine recognize each other from the app, so they give themselves a mutual head nod, and then they spot swap.
Hey.
Once Masai is done, he goes back to the app and he taps the swap completed button, and both users get notification on a successful swap.
Yassine is extra excited because he just earned points towards his goal of previewing spots before everyone else on the map.
Now, it would make sense that to use Spot Swap, we would need a large community of large and active users who not only take spots, but give up their spots. To encourage this, we created the incentive system, which gives users points for completing successful spots, and users can use these points to see spots before other users.
So we researched our competitors on the App Store, and we're really excited about Spot Swap because there's nothing out there similar to it. Everything that the competitors offer is paid, and we're offering fast and free parking spots and kind of a hassle-free as well. So that's why we're working to get Spot Swap into the App Store.
Our next steps is do testing to know what's the minimum number of users that we need on our application, and we're going to do the testing on the LaGuardia Community College, and after that we're going to have a referral system which allows more users on our application, and the last step we'll have a heat map on our application to show what's the most areas that have spots.
And so if you're interested in staying updated on when our app drops on the store, you can sign up at spotswap.great.com. Thank you, C4Q.
Thank our mentor, Eric Tang.
I would like to thank our professors, ABC.
And thank you, Venmo, for hosting us.
Give it up for Spot Swap. Panelists, questions?
Curious how you, whether you tested with any users. Did you get out there in the world? Did you try this in the world? Were you mostly testing in the lab? Tell me more about how you kind of validated that this would work.
So we made users for each of us, and I have a car, and then we tried to reserve spots out there, and then like swapping the spot and go around to see the locations and the timer, and how this will be synced together, and like actually user receiving notification and all that.
Awesome, great work.
So first of all, really clever idea. You obviously looked at a lot of the other products out there. What do you think is the most promising monetization model for your product as you thought about it?
So to understand our platform more, we need to do like testing, as we said, and like what's the minimum numbers that we need to make it functional, and monetizing like do like some testing, like ABC testing, and what's the most profitable or experience that we can get from that application.
Any other questions?
I just quickly, it was a little bit hard to tell what parts of the app were totally working and what parts were sort of mock-up. Could you just give us a little bit of insight as to what we saw that was, on your phone and what was in action?
So, I'm sorry, what do you think was a mock-up?
Well, it was like he was using it, and then you're like, oh, he's using it also, but I couldn't tell if it was two people using it at the same time or what.
Well, we both have the apps on our phone, but he was placing the spot that I saw on my phone.
So he did it live?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's all live, yeah.
His real phone, and then it showed up on yours.
Right.
That was the part.
Okay, sorry about that.
I just said you didn't listen.
No, but it should have been clear, yeah. It should have been clear.
Questions?
Just one more question. So I love the idea. I can see, my husband and I always look around to try to find a parking spot. So if we know anyone coming out, I'd love to kind of see that spot. I'm just curious how, like if I already have the spot and I'm going to leave, is there a way that you guys think, other than the incentive system, that I would actually know to kind of open up the app so someone else may know? Or is the GPS like built into the app so it already knows if I've already left the spot perhaps?
Well, no, right now we don't have the GPS in the app. Right now we have the timer in the app because we wanted to make it easy for the person giving up their spot. So you don't want to get to your spot and then wait for somebody to come and take your spot. You want to get to your car and somebody should already be waiting there. So that's why we have the timer set up.
Right, so that means I would have to just open up the app before I go back.
Right, yeah, there's no way to automatically, I guess, place a spot depending on your location right now.
Yeah, I guess this is, then a comment. If I could set up perhaps a timer so that I get a notification in an hour or so that I can open up the spot for someone else, that would be cool.
Okay, yes, okay. Okay, yeah, thank you. That's a great idea.
Any other questions? I think you guys are going to sign up, correct? Yes, everybody. Cool. Give it up to Sports Swap one more time. Next up, we have Date. Give it up for Date.
All right, good evening, everybody. We are Excodable, and tonight we bring to you our app, Date. My name is Gloria Washington. I am project manager of Excodable during the day, cleaning up for Manager Q during the night. When I was younger, I studied C# off and on, and watching my boyfriend and friends get into programming actually reignited that interest. So when Managed by Q actually sent an email about C4Q, I knew it was time for me to learn how to code. So thank you C4Q for teaching me how to code, and thank you Managed by Q for sponsoring me on my programming journey.
Hi, my name is Winston. I'm the design lead. My passion for technology started in my childhood playing video games, but just playing the games, it wasn't enough. I wanted to create my own games. So as a teenager, I sought out books on Visual Basic, C++ in order to teach myself the basic of coding. Now after pursuing other ventures, I'm happy to get back to my original passion. I hope to combine my interest in business and technology in order to create something meaningful. And also in my spare time, I like to give back to the community. So I've led a Lego Robotics program for middle school kids. Yeah, so that's me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Xin Xiancheng. I'm the demo lead of Escorable. I'm originally from China and I studied 2 years. I've been in New York City for about 6 years. I studied 2 years accounting in college, and after that, I worked a few jobs. And it took me a while to realize my career interest until my friend introduced me the chance in C4Q. So I'm glad I took the challenge, and now being a developer makes me feel more confident in myself. So thank you, C4Q.
Thank you, Shen. Hello, my name is Marlon. I am the tech lead of Escorable. Originally, I'm from Nicaragua, which is a beautiful country. My passion in technology started when I was younger and I played my first Atari video game. Since that great experience, I always wanted to create my own app. A year and a half ago, I moved to New York. At the beginning, I took English lesson and then I moved on. Because I realized that, I'm sorry. I saw the opportunity to learn coding at C4Q. So now, my life is centered around programming. I can imagine doing something different. Thank you, C4Q.
Thank you, Marlon. Now let's talk about dating in the big city. Right? Now, even with millions of people, dating can feel, even with millions of people, the city can feel cold and lonely. Dating can be outright depressing, right? Now, it's true that there are plenty of apps out there, but they primarily focus on swiping on photos or filling out long, drawn-out surveys that feel like an interview. There has to be a better way. Why not bond over something simple but meaningful? Food has played an important role in building and fostering communities and conversations. So, big cities tend to have a lot of singles and a lot of restaurants. Seems like a perfect match.
So, introducing Date. Create meaningful connections through food. Date is for people to discover other people based on their food preferences. Once they like each other, they become a match, and they can chat and plan their very first date straight through our app. So, let's give an example. Meet Shanshan. Shanshan, like your average iOS C4Q fellow, has no social life outside of C4Q. Because she's always coding and working on her programming skills. However, she does have time after demo day, and she's in the mood for sushi. But she doesn't want to eat alone. She wants to eat with someone new, a fresh new face. Winston, another C4Q iOS fellow, tells her all about the app Date. She decides to give it a whirl.
So I download the app and I'm going to open it. Oh, it's a beautiful app, isn't it? I'm going to learn more about it. And it asked me 3 questions of my favorite cuisine. So I'm going to type in Chinese, Italian, and Japanese, and also my zip code. And continue. And some of my information, continue. And now I finished signing up. I'm going back to log in with the account I just created. Now after I log in, I see a discover page. It tells me I can swipe. So I'm going to swipe up to see what's happening. Oh, I see the user's profile page. Oh, I love this animation. It's so cool. And I love this. I can see all the information in one place. And I see a lot of them like Chinese food. It's my favorite too. Oh, this guy have a very nice smile. Oh, he actually liked exactly the same food as me. So let me like him. So now if I go to the match tab on the bottom, I cannot see the guy I just liked because we are not a match yet. So let me waiting for his response. Oh, he just likes me back. So let me click it. Now we become a match and we can chat. Now let me plan a date by clicking the calendar icon on the upper right. So So I see a calendar, I can pick a day and time. I'm going to make it tonight at 9:30. And search for a sushi place. And click share. So it takes me back to the chat log. So now if I go back and click on the date tab on the bottom, I can see the date I just create, it's on pending. And I'm going to confirm it. Oops, I cannot confirm it because I'm the one who created it, so I need to wait for it to confirm it. Oh, it's just been confirmed. Oh, it's so convenient to plan a day and confirm it. But you know what? I just changed my mind. Let me cancel it. And make a new one with a new person.
Thank you, Shan, for demoing the app. This is the best app ever, but we need to continue working on it. In our next iteration, we are going to add iCalendar integration, machine learning, and video chat. Do you want to meet interesting people? Do you really like food? Please try Date. Thank you.
Panelist questions?
Guys, that was really fantastic. The app, there's so much in it, which is really impressive. So well done. And you all have careers in stand-up comedy, if I always. So I'm just whenever I see machine learning on a page, I have to ask, what would you actually do with machine learning in this app? I'm curious.
For the matching efficiency, so we like to kind of drill down a little more and find the core matches.
I would say to have to build something to have a better experience to the user based on the last search or many searches. So we want to build something from that.
I met my wife in the 90s, so I've never done any of this stuff.
You're out of the game.
I know. I'm definitely not the target audience. I saw you talked about how like a lot of the apps out there about swiping on pictures, and yours is different because it's oriented around food, but it seems like there's still a big component of it that's like, you see a picture and you swipe one way or the other. What's the crux of it?
So there is some swiping because that's just the mechanism of using a touchscreen device. But we try to focus more on the foods. So I'm not sure if you were able to see it as well in the demo, but the food is an essential part. So we try to match you with your favorite dish, and that's sort of like showing next to your face, right? So that was, so not just picking on the person's aesthetics only, you're also picking on their food choices.
Any other questions?
I noticed, when you guys were going through and looking at the various different pictures, you would move the picture up and then some other cuisines would show up. Tell me the relationship between the primary, what did you think about that? Like, in other words, somebody chooses their absolute favorite and then there's other backups. What is the relationship with those? I didn't quite understand that.
So when the user swipes up, they see, well basically when you sign up, you pick your 3 favorite cuisines. So you're basically matched on users who share those same cuisines. So when you start up, the first users have the highest matches of cuisines. So Sean picked like Japanese, Chinese, and Italian, I believe. So when you swipe up, you see that they share Japanese, Chinese, and Italian. But when you open it to the full profile, you can see all the cuisines people picked. So maybe one person likes Chinese and she likes Chinese, but when you swipe up, when you look at their profile, you're gonna see maybe that person likes Chinese, but they also like Arabian or like Italian food.
So we also rank the person that you're seeing first based on the number of matches that you have with that person.
Thank you. Any other questions? Give it up for Date. Enjoying yourself so far? So, give it up for FaZe.
phase. Before getting to the presentation, let's learn a little about our team. My name is Nathan Rosario. I am the demo lead. Technology has always been a part of my life, which has led me to acquiring technical skills such as hardware maintenance and computer networking. But I wanted something more. I wanted to further my knowledge and learn the software side of technology to accompany the hardware side. So through my uncle, I learned about C4Q, and through C4Q's Access Code program, I learned the programming language Swift. Now, knowing technology is constantly evolving, I plan to evolve with it.
Hi, my name is Clint. I was raised by a hardworking mom who taught me how to be self-sufficient, adaptable, and to never give up. Skills that I put to use as a combat medic, business owner, and professional photographer. Last year, I decided to switch gears and reevaluate my career path. I thought long back to what made me really happy and fulfilled as a child, and that was technology. Specifically, my first computer at the age of 12, an IBM PS1. In order to do anything fun on that clunky computer, you had to read pages of documentation, much like a software engineer. So now with my newfound passion, I can build new apps, I can solve problems, and I can also express my creativity in the form of code.
Hello, my name is Tyler, and I am the design lead for this project. I've always loved technology and building things, and wanted to do something that combined the two. I started from teaching the elderly and kids about computers, then went on to building computers, and learned a little bit about Forex trading, and now finally I'm in software development. Building an app from the ground up combined my love for building things and technology, and I would like to start a career in software development to continue doing what I love. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Vikash Hart, and I'm the Team Scrum Master. I'm originally from Trinidad, and I came to this country when I was 4. Prior to joining Access Code, I received my degree in environmental studies at Queens College. But growing up, I've always been passionate about two things, the environment and tech. So when I found out about C4Q's coding program, I knew this was my opportunity to try to combine the two. Moving forward, I'd love to work for a tech company that has a strong environmental focus, as well as to help give back and help encourage other immigrants and minorities to learn about and get into tech.
Hi everyone, my name is Riaz and I'm the tech lead for this project. So I always had a passion for technology. I used to love making custom maps for computer games like Warcraft. I used to love reading the latest tech blogs and the latest gadgets. I also loved writing scripts to help automate tasks in my life. So after C4Q, my passions now include writing code and building awesome apps. So as a software developer going forward, I'd love to share my passion of technology with the world.
So, a little backstory. A while back, I started the challenge of coding every day for 100 days. Initially, I've used another social media to document and update daily on my progress. However, after posting for a while, coding has become the new theme of my profile. And if I were to post anything other than hashtag 100 days of code, it would not only disrupt the current flow of the theme, but will make everything unorganized. So I thought to myself, is there a better way for me to keep everything organized, see my whole progression through 100 days of code, and still allow my followers, who might not be interested in 100 days of code, to see my other posts. So we came up with Phase.
So with Phase, users can create multiple albums called journeys. And since Phase is a process-driven app, they can see the evolution of an entire journey without fear of losing their users in a cloud of cat memes and food pics, all stored in a neat, organized album.
All right, so it's time for the demo. So Ty had a problem, and let's see if you solved it. So hey Ty, how's it going tonight?
Very good.
All right, so let's open up Phase. You've been using it quite a while now. So Ty will log in. And he's greeted by a home feed where he can see the latest journeys that he's followed as well as users that he's followed. So the home feed consists of the latest events in each journey, and he can see what people are up to. But for right now, let's create our own journey. So this is a really important day, so let's actually make a post right now. So we'll take a selfie together. And then he's gonna hit create new journey. Let's name it Demo Night. And then Ty will add some hashtags to let people so they can search for it and let people know what our journey is about. I think that's a pretty apt hashtag. All right, so he will add the post to the journey that we just created, and it goes up live. And I'm gonna hand it off to Nate.
So Tyler, I remember you talking about how much you love art. So let's go to the discovery feed and see if we can find somebody to follow. So on this feed, you'll be able to see all the current posts of all the users in the database. So let's see if you can find one you like. Nice. Nice picture of a cat, that's always good, right? So with this, this is the journey. With this, you'll be able to see from the beginning of it to the end. So you'll see the actual journey of the sketch. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So with each post, you'll be able to comment. We're not doing that right now. So let's go to our profile and show how well the journey's going. So in other social media aspects, everything will be cluttered, but with the journeys, you'll be able to see everything in their own folder. Now I'll leave Cass to do that.
So for the next phase of our app, some of the key features we're working on implementing include allowing users to record and post video content to add to the depth of their journey experience, allowing them to export their journeys in the form of GIFs, as well as letting them share their journeys via other social media platforms, and of course, getting our app into the App Store. That's our time for tonight. We'd like to thank C4Q for their continued support, all the support we've gotten from our mentors, our hosts Venmo and PayPal for hosting us tonight, as well as everyone who came out tonight to support us and all the other groups. And remember, for every step of your journey, there's space.
Thank you, FaZe. I'm opening up questions for the panelists. Questions?
So what would you say would be the most difficult technical aspect of the project? What would you say?
So when we set out to start our app, since it's going to be a large app, we plan to have many users, we also thought about the backend. And so our options that we learned through C4Q was Firebase, but we knew that didn't scale enough for us. So we went with AWS, which was an undertaking in itself. And thanks to one of our other mentors, who gave us a little head start, AWS was quite a challenge. Their Swift code was actually for Swift 3, and we used Swift 4, so it was a really big challenge getting up to speed on that. And so we had to read tons of documentation, there's a lot of trials, but in the end, I think we persevered and we came through.
Okay. Well, I was pretty impressed that you guys have created this over just last 4 weeks, so great job. I mean, you alluded to AWS, you guys have done, so now you guys have learned doing iOS to Swift, using Firebase, but also using AWS. I was curious what parts of the development that was most interesting to you, like each of you, I guess.
So from my own experience with the whole thing I had with 100 Days of Code, the most enjoyable experience was just having all the stuff in one place where I can browse through like a collection and see my like progress through something that I've ventured on.
Most thing I liked actually was working with AWS. It was challenging, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to pursue the challenge. Other than that, I really love what we made. Like the whole journey aspect of it came out really good.
I also like to echo the AWS portion. I've learned a lot about async programming. Those purple errors were not fun. So dispatch to main, everybody. I also really loved how we came together. We did a lot of like code review, we did a lot of like pair programming, and I really love that aspect of it. So I also love our app, but I love the journey we did together to make the app.
My favorite aspect of creating this app was actually creating the camera portion of it. With the standard method, you would have to pull up the default camera in the app, and if you don't know already, you can't actually customize that camera. So like you'll see in a lot of social media apps, they'll have custom cameras, and developing that was fun, but it was tough. I had to learn 3 different frameworks just to create that, but I really enjoyed the experience.
So for me, I think it would be animations, but also, because I would love to animate the whole thing if I could, but there's just not enough time. But I think for the most part, I really enjoy working with my team members. They all have really good, they have grit, and pretty inspiring.
Any other comments? Okay, thank you. I want to welcome again my fellow instructors, Ben, Cam.
Yeah, those were some amazing apps, weren't they?
Yeah, y'all really did a good job with that. So let's give another round of applause for all those great demos we just saw. So I'd now like to welcome Juke back onto the stage.
Yeah! Great, thanks so much. That was so amazing. You know, I can't be more proud to see everything that happened and what everyone's created. So I want to take some time and invite the panelists to come up to the front and share kind of their thoughts on the evening and also what they've seen. You know, you've seen all the apps that are created, but tonight really marks also the start of everyone's journey as developers. It's the beginning, and on the next phase of not just the initial job search, but a larger kind of career as well. It's a long, arduous road, and we'd really love to hear some perspective and feedback from everyone here based on their careers and what they've seen for the fellows that are presenting tonight. So would you all mind coming up here on stage? Let's welcome the panelists. So this can be a conversation, but maybe we'll start it off. And yeah, if you don't mind, as being the host for the evening, kind of sharing any thoughts or reflections you may have and any words of wisdom.
So I was so impressed by all of the fellows' presentation skills. You did a really fantastic job. It's so hard to stand up in front of a group and not only talk about a product, but to talk about yourself, and everybody was so compelling and smooth. I was really impressed. I mean, candidly, it's really hard to do that. You don't see a lot of people who can get up and do it as well and as smoothly and articulately as you did. So, great job.
Any thoughts on what advice you would have had, starting your career, that you wish you would have received?
Yeah, I would say you probably have more advantage over a lot of people than you might realize, because I guess, as somebody whose parents didn't really grow up with a lot, I think my parents had they didn't really get their high school degrees in high school. They got like GEDs and stuff. I would tell you that the fact that you've got the passion that you have for what you're doing gives you a big advantage over a lot of folks who might, not have all the, how would I put it, maybe had a little bit more of a head start than you did. So keep in mind that your passion is your secret weapon, and you've probably got a big head start over a lot of people. So it was really impressive to see the passion. And I thought it was great to see that come out, and how some of you talked about the different aspects of the technology you worked with, like going deep on, 3 frameworks on camera software, and really digging in on AWS. So it was really compelling.
Great, thank you. Should we go next?
So I was really, really impressed as well. So speaking skills, yeah, that's not something that I didn't know that you guys were teaching. But I really know the great public speaker. Being able to tell a story, but also being able to articulate how you have built certain things or how you have designed certain things is really, really important in a team environment when you get a head start at your developer career. Even if you most of the time you will be coding, a lot of the times you will find at least 20% of the time communicating, discussing, and also maybe writing out a lot of the parts that you have worked on. So I think communication skill is really important, and I think it's great that a lot of the people here, everyone, have got it. But I was also really impressed by the execution skill. I mean, just over 4 weeks, the ideas are really fresh and it's really interesting, but also how you have actually executed it out to full-fledged features and functions. I was just really impressed.
And then, I know from your career, you're an engineer, right? And then you founded a company, and now you're at a larger company. Anything to share your perspective on those kind of different opportunities, especially as our fellows are engaging on their job search and trying to find out what is best for them?
Sure. So I do have a computer science background, but I've moved from being an application developer to doing data science work to management consulting and also founding a company. For me, I think at the end of the day, initially, it is really to find a place for you to be supported and grow. And from there, I think you'll be able to, you should really do your own introspection to find out what part inside technology where you want to grow your career in. Whether that is going to be mobile development or whether it's going to be back-end development or data, etc. But one, I guess, piece of advice or a couple of thoughts that I always give to people that are entering the career or people beginning their career in tech is obviously always be passionate and always learn, but really try to go like the extra mile, like whether that is finishing the feature early or having it done completely, or just being able to go a little bit more of the extra mile always helps. And then I think the other part is being able to follow up. You will always meet a lot of people. You'll meet people that will try to help you in your career. Being able to actually follow up on things that you have said or things that you showed the interest really makes a difference as someone that's just starting from beginner level or entry level. So that's what I would say.
Great, thank you.
At risk of sounding redundant, I can't tell you again, agree with my partners here about how impressed I am with the presentations, and I so enjoyed the personal snippets from each of you talking about your backgrounds and what turned you on to technology. That to me, again, the diversity of those backgrounds is so ultra important. As someone who builds big teams, having a diverse group, diversity builds great technology, and we all know that. We all have a responsibility to do that. Keep your hands on the keyboard, continue to build, because that's really important. My questions were a lot about value, right? So where I sit and what I do every day, you could have the greatest coders in the world, but they have to understand the value of what they're doing, why they're doing it, and why it's important to the consumer. And to always be looking for the next consumer, right? I love when we build things and we can use it in different business contexts. Very, very important skill that you always need to keep asking yourselves. As far as advice, I guess looking back over I'll just say 30 plus, we won't talk about how long it is, but I was very much, especially at the beginning of my career, I was always the only woman in the room. And wonderful to see the diversity that's here, the gender diversity that's here now. Again, 30 years ago, this stuff wasn't around. But what I'll say to you is that you all, I'll submit, have a view of what your career is going to look like. And you admit it, you do. You think what you're going to be a senior manager, or you're going to do a startup or whatever. All I ask is that you're open, because there's going to be a lot of different things that get thrown in front of you that you didn't plan. And when we talk about taking a risk, is sometimes stepping into those things, although you never saw yourself doing that, but some of those things can open up the greatest opportunities for you. And sometimes other people see in you the things that you can't see yourself. That's it.
Where's Gloria? Where's Gloria? Yeah. So let me tell you, so my team, we do demos. Started as just an engineering-only thing. We do it every Friday night. Friday at the end of the week, we do demos. Engineers can get up there and demo everything. It's turned into a company-wide thing. We have non-engineers coming up and demoing some new marketing copy, and it's just turned into a wonderful company event. I cannot wait for Gloria's first demo when she joins our team this summer. This is going to be awesome. And the one thing I was struck by with really all of the demos tonight, and I need you all to come and school my engineers on this, were the problem statements. I think you all really latched on to very clear problems with what's out there in the world today. You anchored what you decided to build in those problems and solving for real user needs. You articulated those really well in your presentations. They came across, and they came across in your passion. Now, I work a lot with engineers at all levels, and as you get to be more senior in your career, the way that you measure your success is by the impact that you make. The impact you make on users and their needs, and on the businesses that you're working for. And I can just see so much potential here. You're all going to grow and do amazing things. I was so inspired. Yeah.
Yeah, I too was blown away by the caliber and quality of the work and the presentations. To me, the thing that stands out, in addition to agreeing with everything that was already said, was the variety of skills that you all orchestrated and brought to bear on this project. Design skills, presentation skills, humor, storytelling, technical skills, all of that together. Like, most people don't have any of those skills, and you all brought all of them. That was really a standout experience to me. The other big standout realization that I had was, hearing all your stories. Like, look, programming is hard, getting jobs and interviewing is hard. We'll talk about that next. But like, you all have done a lot harder than that. I mean, we heard stories of overcoming personal tragedy. We heard stories of people moving around the world. Many of you learned English later in life, and all the rest of it. Like, the things that you guys have already shown that you're capable of overcoming prove to me that you can overcome anything. So I have no doubt that you all will be the leaders of tomorrow from that perspective. So that was my feedback. And then as far as maybe a word or two of advice that I've gathered over my life, I spent a lot of my time helping companies hire, and I've spent a lot of that time helping them figure out how to do a good job interviewing. Let me just tell you that most companies are terrible at it. Okay? That's a real opportunity for you, if you think about it the right way, because often what happens when you go into a job interview is that the person coming in is just as scared as you, but less prepared. And frankly, a lot less motivated on what happens. So that gives you a huge advantage. You can actually prepare well for an interview. You actually have a real opportunity to set the agenda and to use their inherent biases against them, and to demonstrate skills that they didn't know they were looking for in a way that sets you apart from other candidates. So you do have a real opportunity, but you have to be careful because that's a double-edged sword. And then the other thing I saw as a real opportunity was I was very fortunate early in my technical career. I was in the right place at the right time when the Microsoft.NET stack was brand new. I happened to be one of the first 10 people in New York to use it. And the lesson that taught me was if you can be there when new technologies are coming out, you can literally be the world's best expert. You can have used it more and longer than anyone when it's new, because it's new. And so staying at the cutting edge is something that I can't do anymore. But you guys all have that opportunity. We heard about people using new frameworks and using ARKit the day, like still during the beta while it's being launched, all this stuff. Like, you can really set yourselves apart and set yourselves at the cutting edge, and that's something that will always be in demand.
Great, thank you.
So many good comments here. I echo all of them. I'm really just going to try to pick up on two things, and that's one on the concept of teamwork and being part of a team, and then the second on the personal story thing. So just maybe on teamwork first. I was impressed by so much today, but one of the most impressive things was how you guys worked together as a team, both in the presentation itself and clearly in the delegation of roles, and then sort of playing off of each other. It's clear that you all enjoyed, I think every team, I would say this, you came across to the people in the audience that you enjoyed working on this together as a team. And in a world, I live in a world where machines are getting better at doing things, artificial intelligence, etc. What those things can't do is collaborate as people, as humans, around problem solving, right? Machines can't just come up with creative solutions for problems. And what people can do very effectively is work together and collaborate to solve problems. And I saw a lot of that on stage today and evidence of it over the course of the last month. I think as you think about going into your career, I think focusing on the people that you will work with and work for is of vital importance. I think every good career decision that I've made in my life has been about deciding to work with someone or for someone that inspired me, that really, really, I thought, this is a person I just want to be next to all day so that I can pick up from by osmosis, some things from this person. So even more, my personal advice, some people could disagree with this, but my personal advice is even more than choosing the job or the company, is choose the people that you want to work with all day long. My second thing is, I also loved hearing the personal stories. Part of what, again, my job, I invest in companies, I interview people for those companies, I interview people for myself, for my own company. One of the things that I always want to know about everyone is what makes that person tick. What is the driving fact of this person's life? Where have they come from? What are they doing now? Where do they want to go? And I think the personal stories today helped me get there on that with all of you in the first 2 minutes, which was tremendous. I felt like I understood the drive and the reason why you're doing something now. And I think in an interview setting, you have to calibrate that correctly. You don't just want to make it a personal life story, but if you can convey to someone why you want to do this, why you want to be in this line of work, what you want to get out of it, what makes you passionate as a person, and how you're driven, I think that to me is a way of unlocking a relationship with someone that can create a fantastic working relationship over time.
Great, thank you, Colin. One follow-up to that, also, I know you invest in lots of companies, meet lots of entrepreneurs. Any advice on, some of our fellows who may want to start companies in the future or launch new products and what they should be thinking about and how they should go about doing that?
Yeah, again, I'll come back to one of the things I said. I think everyone on stage today already showed entrepreneurial drive, passion, ability to convey a story to an audience. That stuff, you'll actually find that lots of people in the world don't have the ability to do what all of you just did tonight. So I mean it. That was very tremendously impressive. A lot of people just couldn't do it. So that's step one, because any entrepreneur, what you have to do is tell a story to lots of people. You have to tell a story to the co-founder that you want to come start the company with you, and get that person to devote 5 or 10 years of their life, which is their most precious thing, their time, to working with you. You have to tell a story to the employees that you hire. You have to tell a story to the customers that you want to sell a product to. So it's a lot about conveying your passion in a story. And then the second thing is find those right people, because an entrepreneurial experience is like a marriage in a lot of ways, and so it's not something to be entered into lightly, and choose the right people that you want to work with every day.
Great, thank you. Thanks so much, everyone, and let's give our panelists all again one more round of applause. Thank you for all the words of wisdom, so helpful for everyone.